Sunday.
There's still not a day that goes by where I don't think about him.
Janet Jackson.
He was angry.
Inside her life with Michael.
There were certain things that I'd never shared with him.
Dateline Sunday, 7/6 Central.
There's still not a day that goes by where I don't think about him.
She's Michael Jackson's baby sister. She can be shy, demure, soft-spoken.
You never let the public know the pain.
She can also be bold, brazen, even nasty.
No, my first name ain't baby, it's Janet. Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
Tonight, an emotional Janet Jackson opens up, as you've never heard her before, about painful memories.
I got called a lot of names. Pig, cow, slaughter hog.
Her struggles with weight and self-image.
I didn't feel attractive.
Her fears of her father.
That affects you as a kid.
The special bond with her brother Michael.
We had each other's back.
And what's behind her revealing new book.
I wanted people to know you're not alone.
Janet Jackson, Finding Herself.
And later, when I lost Freddie, I lost everything.
He was the big guy with a big heart, she the quiet nurse, together in a cozy cabin in the woods. Then something went wrong, a frantic trip to the hospital, and days later, he was gone.
It was very, very hard.
What had happened? Doctors solved the mystery.
Good evening and welcome to Dateline. I'm Ann Curry. She is a bundle of contradictions, tough but vulnerable, provocative but desperately shy, a reluctant singer who became one of the biggest selling pop stars in musical history. Tonight, Janet Jackson, the quiet youngest member of the Jackson family, sits down with Meredith Vieira. And in an emotional and revealing interview, she opens up about her weight, her troubled relationship with her father, and her deep bond with her brother Michael.
It's funny because I sit here across from you and here you are, you're a superstar, a great entertainer, singer, actress, and yet you have a lot of the insecurities that we all have, for sure, and you're shy. Is it fair to say you'd rather be anywhere but sitting here and talking?
To be honest, completely honest with you, I'm for the most part quiet.
Maybe so, but at 44, Janet Jackson is hardly shunning the spotlight. She's in the midst of an international concert tour. She's got a new CD of her #1 hits. And this week, her first book, called True You, hits bookstores.
You said it was a self-help book, not an autobiography, but it is so personal, Janet, and in many places very raw. You talk about your issues with weight and self-esteem and self-destructive behavior and depression as well. Why did you finally decide, I want to write this book, and why now?
I want people to know that they're not alone, because I wanted it to appeal to teenagers as well as adults, because that's where it started. I want them to be able to open up and release and speak about it the way that I have, and they will find that it's very liberating, it's very cathartic.
Tonight, as Michael Jackson's baby sister talks about the deeply personal revelations in the book.
That's the one that's gonna make mother's jaw drop. See, now you're making me embarrassed.
And shares never-before-seen photos, an emotional Janet opens up about her painful relationship with her father.
See, you're gonna start really going here. That affects you as a kid.
And for the first time, describes the night she finally allowed herself to mourn Michael's death.
I just spent the night just watching all his videos, listening to his music.
He may have been the king of pop, but she's also revered as one of the biggest pop stars of all time.
No, my first name ain't baby, it's Janet. Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
She's sold more than 100 million albums, won 5 Grammys, and wowed us for decades with her bold, provocative style. She's also proven she can be just as powerful on the big screen as she is on stage.
What kind of person am I?
Go from the second verse.
And now the often soft-spoken star is in her own way taking a stand. With chapter titles like Breaking Free, the youngest of Joseph and Katherine Jackson's 9 children writes candidly about growing up Jackson.
You're very close to your mom. You write about her with such love in this book. Did you run this book by her before?
No.
No. Because?
I just didn't. I didn't. And there will probably be things that maybe she doesn't want me to mention, but it's my book.
You write that you and your siblings grew up with the belief that you don't let people know what is going on inside, that your parents really sort of instilled that in you.
I never told my issues to anyone except for my dogs. And I would talk to God as a kid a lot.
About those things that were troubling you.
Mm-hmm. You never let the public know if there's the pain, if there's the, if you always put on the smile.
A smile from a little girl whose family was so famous and so successful, it looked like she should have been one of the happiest girls in the world. But what the world didn't know is that Janet Jackson never felt comfortable with anything about herself, even her smile.
You say in the book you thought your smile was hideous.
That's just the way that I felt about myself. I felt very unattractive from head to toe.
That you were so unrelentingly self-critical that, quote, I hated what I saw in the mirror. I would literally bang my head against the wall because I felt so ugly. You really did that?
Mm-hmm. It's
really banged your head against the wall?
You want to know when it ended? When I was in my 30s, not that long ago. I would literally bang my head up against the wall and I would cry because I didn't feel attractive.
Where did that come from?
It stemmed from my childhood.
You trace it back to the age of 6.
There was this picture of my sister Rebe, and I would always look at her picture and I thought, oh my God, she's so beautiful. If I could only look like that when I get older. And I never ever felt attractive.
Nobody was saying to you at the age of 6, you're unattractive?
Not you're unattractive, but there's, your butt's too big, this is too big, this is, too small.
She would become almost as famous for her washboard abs as her music. But Janet's weight has yo-yoed noticeably, and she says it all goes back to being teased about her curves.
And some of the teasing came from your family, from your brothers.
Yes.
Michael in particular would tease you about your butt.
Yes.
You write in the book that you thought it was probably affectionate, not meant to be cruel, but you internalized it.
I did, and he never meant for it to be cruel. He didn't realize the effect that it was having on me. Brothers and sisters, they tease each other. And the ones that I think that get it the most are the babies of the family.
And you're the baby.
And I'm the baby. I got called a lot of names. A lot of names. I would laugh
What kinds
about
of names?
Horse, pig, cow, slaughter, hog.
This is about your brothers.
Yeah, and it makes you laugh.
Yeah.
But not everybody can brush it off, and I was one of those.
And you were one of those, yeah.
Everything that I heard, I took it in, and it went straight to my heart, to my soul.
If the name stung, Janet's struggle with body image only deepened under the glare of the public spotlight. Born into one of the world's most iconic musical families, her brothers were already recording hits as the Jackson 5 when she was still a toddler. But when she made her stage debut, she was acting, not singing, performing on the Jacksons' variety show with her brothers as an adorable Mae West.
When I'm good, I'm very, very good. When I'm bad, I'm even better.
At 11, she landed her first recurring TV role on the comedy Good Times.
And I've never heard a string of swear words last that long.
But by then, she was already developing.
I started getting breasts when I was 10 and said, okay, well, we're going to bind your chest, to make it flatter. And immediately that says, okay, the way you are, you're not good enough. You don't look right. So we're going to fix you.
Beyond the binding, they also said to you at that point that you were fat, that you needed to lose weight.
Yes, they wanted me to go on a diet, and I did.
Yeah.
On the show. And I look back at some of the reruns sometimes.
Mama?
And I wasn't a heavy kid, but they thought I was too big. So I never felt quite right, quite in the groove with everyone else.
The impact was detrimental. Behind the smile she hated so much, Janet Jackson was all too often in pain, especially when it came to the family patriarch, Joseph.
We were afraid of my father growing up. That's not the way to be.
Coming up, painful memories, deep wounds.
He said, I'm Joseph to you. You did not call me Dad.
Confronting fear of a father's anger.
It stops right here.
When Janet Jackson, Finding Herself, continues. At age 20, Janet Jackson, the actress, became Janet Jackson, the chart-topping pop star. Her album Control went platinum and produced a string of smash singles. It was the breakthrough album of her career, and it had a very personal theme. She called it Control because she was breaking ties with her family and taking control of her own life.
Just feeling the sense of needing to move on. I will always be my parents' little girl, but still, to be able to stand on my own 2 feet.
Joe Jackson had been the driving force behind his children's overwhelming success, managing Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, and Michael in the Jackson 5. And Janet says he pushed her into singing too, securing her a recording contract when she was just 14. It sounds like every little girl's dream, but Janet didn't want any part of it.
I want to point out a picture in this book. The caption is, I am 14 in a limo, feeling alone and overwhelmed.
It's pretty sad looking.
Yeah, it is. Now this is a young lady who's just on the brink. You're going to start of a big music career. I would think
that I didn't want.
That your dad wanted.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to go to college, study business law. But that's the obedient kid, the sweet kid. I was a
Who's miserable.
Yeah, unhappy. It was sad a lot of the times.
Sad, Janet writes, because her father didn't care what she wanted, insisting she'd never make good money as an actress. Now she questions why she retreated so passively, wondering if she'd felt more secure about herself back then, would she have stood up to him and said no?
You wrote, an essential part of this story is rooted in my inability to confront Joseph. Talk to me about that.
What do you want to know, Meredith?
I want to know what you meant by that. I think you open up about your dad a lot in this book.
Yeah, I do. My father and I, we've gone through our moments. We've had a different kind of relationship. My father wasn't around a lot. And I still have yet to go to him and ask.
Ask what?
My father was never there the way I really wanted a father to be. I would see my friends interact with their dad, and I would say to myself, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to sit on his lap. I want to be able to call him Dad.
You call him Joseph, right?
Yeah, he said, that's my name to you. You call me Joseph. You don't call me Dad. I tried it once.
To call him Dad?
Yeah.
And what happened?
He said, I'm Joseph to you. You did not call me Dad. See, you're going to start me to going here. That affects you as a kid.
Decades later, it's something Janet still has a hard time discussing and still seems conflicted about.
Does that make you feel not loved?
Yes, but I know my father loves me. He just has a very, very different way of showing it. I don't necessarily like the way, but it is what it is, and I'm very thankful for. I don't want people to think that I'm complaining in any way.
And I don't think people reading this book will think that, because you give your dad credit for activating your career, but you're also blunt, Janet. You say, and Michael said this too, that you were scared.
Yeah.
Janet's siblings have talked about being frightened of their father before. In 1993, Michael shared his pain with Oprah.
He was very strict, very hard, very stern. Mm-hmm. And just a look would scare you.
Did he ever beat you?
Yes.
He did?
Yes.
But this is the first time Janet gets specific, writing about an incident when Joseph hit her, leaving marks on her skin.
You were in the bath and he struck you with a belt when you came out?
Yeah, that was the only time my father ever whipped me.
How old were you?
I can't even remember my age. I was very young, very young. And I can't even remember what I did, but I remember it happening. A lot of times I felt that my father would take things out on us because of, I don't know, issues outside of the home, whether it's work related and you know. But we were afraid of my father growing up. That's not the way to be.
A lot of your fans might feel you're sort of letting him off the hook, cutting him a lot of slack.
I don't think I'm letting him off the hook, really. I might not be telling every single story because it's not an autobiography, but this is the relationship, my relationship with my father.
In her book, Janet says she now understands that her father has an issue with what she calls anger management. In the past, Joe Jackson has admitted to disciplining his children, but emphatically denied abusing any of them, telling Larry King,
"Oh, that's a bunch of bull S. That's a bunch of bull S."
But when Dateline tried to contact him for this story, we couldn't reach him.
You write that you tell this story not to judge him, but to be open and to break the cycle. What is the cycle?
I don't want to have that relationship with my children. I don't want to have that relationship with my nieces and nephews. It stops now. It stops right here.
What's your relationship like with your dad now?
We don't speak very often. But like I said, I know he loves me. I'm there when he needs me. He calls me once in a while. We'll speak. And it's okay. It's good.
Do you still have to call him Joseph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? I learned from that one. you don't make the same mistake twice with my father. And you learn that at a very young age.
You also learn that breaking away from someone who is so controlling can be painful. In her book, Janet reveals that she lost her virginity when she was only 16.
You talk about sex. You say that it was awkward and even painful.
That's going to make Mother's jaw drop. That's the
That's why you didn't tell Mother you were right.
That's the one that's going to make Mother's jaw drop.
Do you think that you lost your virginity at 16, that had anything to do with rebellion on your part? After being sort of living a more regimented life, doing what Joseph wanted you to do every step of the way? And
feeling like I'm getting away with something?
Maybe.
Possibly. Possibly.
The wounds from her fractured relationship with Joseph would also draw Janet especially close to her brother Michael.
We had each other's back.
Coming up, the last words between Michael Jackson and his little sister Janet.
He said, "I love you." He says, "I love you too, Dunk."
I love you too, Dunk.
My nickname.
When Dateline continues.
There's still not a day that goes by where I don't think about him. Not one day.
He was the superstar of the Jackson family, and his baby sister adored him. He was 8 years older, but they forged a tight bond. He nicknamed her Dunk, and she called him Mike.
You've dedicated your book to Mike. And there's a great picture in here that I just fell in love with. The caption is great. You say, "Mike named me Dunk, and we shared every dream, every confidence. I was his little sister. He always knew that I had his back." And you look at this picture, and you're looking up to him. What do you mean he always had his back?
We had each other's back. We were very close, did everything together.
If Janet's relationship with her father Joseph was strained, her relationship with Mike became a comforting replacement.
You say Mike and I understood each other on a deep and loving level.
Shared a lot of things, not everything, but a lot of things. Times when I was confused, I would talk to him about it.
Yeah, you bring up one of those times in the book. You wondered when the world might end, and he said, "We never know when that day is coming, so we must move ahead with our dreams and goals." And you wrote, "That was a life-changing moment for me."
I remember we were in his car. We were driving down Ventura Boulevard, and we'd talk in the car and just have conversations. And a lot of those things he taught me. You have to this, you have to that. You have a few more years, you're going to be 18, make sure you save your money. A lot of life lessons.
Though he would soon have troubles of his own, as a confused teen, Janet says she always knew Michael was there if she needed him. And as she established herself as one of pop's sexiest icons, she followed his lead, distancing herself from their father Joseph and using her music to make a statement. Her hugely successful 1989 album, Rhythm Nation, carried a socially conscious message. By then, Michael was taking hits in the tabloids, which dubbed him Wacko Jacko because of his reclusive behavior, his habit of wearing surgical masks, and bizarre reports about things like sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber. But both Michael and Janet's stars continued to rise. At 24, Janet signed a recording contract said to be worth up to $50 million, making it the largest in history, until Michael signed one a week later for more than $60 million. At the Grammy Awards in 1993, the siblings' affection for each other was obvious.
I just wanted to tell you how proud I am of you and how much you've inspired me and how proud I am to be your sister and how much I love you. I do.
1993 turned out to be a pivotal year of highs and lows for the two pop stars. Janet appeared in her first feature film, Poetic Justice.
I'm a black woman, okay? I deserve respect.
She released her fifth album, Janet, and generated controversy by posing topless on what would become one of Rolling Stone's most memorable covers. More than 130 million people tuned in to watch Michael's memorable performance at the Super Bowl. But then, just 7 months later, he was hit with allegations of sexually abusing a 13-year-old boy.
I am totally innocent of any wrongdoing, and I know these terrible allegations will all be proven false.
Michael settled the case out of court in January of 1994. But 4 months later, he shocked the world by marrying Lisa Marie Presley and became tabloid fodder all over again.
Certain things that he was going through. I tried to be there for him as much as I could. I'm his little sister there supporting him.
Janet says her brother was so angry, he asked her to collaborate with him on the video for Scream, a defiant song directed right at the tabloid press.
The lies are disgusting, so what does it mean? And that's his verse, you're kicking me down, I've got to get up. As jacked as it sounds, the whole system sucks. That's the verse that he wrote. He was angry, he was mad.
By the things that people were saying about him?
There was all the, all the allegations at that time, and I was his little sister who was there, who had his back, was there to go toe to toe.
So no matter what was said about him, you were going to be there for him.
Oh, that's what family is there for. That's what you do.
Michael Jackson!
When the critically acclaimed Scream video won 3 1995 MTV Video Music Awards, Janet beamed at her grateful brother.
My favorite thing about doing this Scream video was it was really an excuse to work with my sister Janet.
How could his baby sister possibly have known all the ups and downs that were still ahead?
The last time you saw Michael was around your birthday.
2 days before my birthday.
Did you tell him you loved him?
No, it was the last thing we said to one another.
It was?
Yeah. And said, I love you. He says, I love you too, Dunk.
I love you too, Dunk.
My nickname, Dunk. Dunky Fried Chicken. Go figure. I don't know. It makes no sense. Michael is always, it was always silly like that.
Love you again.
Coming up, facing her brother Michael's death.
I never had that moment to cry.
And talking about the doctor accused of causing it.
You want to see justice.
When Janet Jackson, Finding Herself, continues.
To you, Michael is an icon. To us, Michael is family.
Just 3 days after Michael Jackson's sudden death on June 25, 2009, his baby sister made an eloquent statement at the BET Awards on behalf of his family.
My entire family wanted to be here tonight, but it was just too painful. We miss him so much.
At his memorial service a week later, she was the aunt who comforted a visibly distraught 11-year-old Paris, one of Michael's 3 children.
And I just wanted to say I love him so much.
Then, at the September MTV Awards, Janet dramatically recreated the famous Scream video, dancing in sync with her brother's image. But she skipped the world premiere of the hit film This Is It, which documents Michael's preparation for the concert series he was working on when he died. And until very recently, she couldn't stand to listen to his music or watch anything about him, telling me about the emotional night when she finally grieved for the brother who had so affectionately dubbed her Dunk.
I was in Paris, and I just spent the night just watching all his videos, listening to his music. And there were moments when I felt to cry, and moments that made me laugh, and it was good for me. I needed it. Out of everyone in my family, I never had that moment to cry about his death.
Why didn't you have that moment?
I don't know if it was trying to shield the pain, or just trying to hold it all together, because I saw that everyone else around me was falling apart, and never taking that moment to really grieve, even at the service.
That night in Paris, did you really grieve?
There's more to come. I know there's more to come.
It's almost in its own way, a bit on a different level, reminiscent of you as a kid, and holding everything in, and holding everything in, and eventually
releasing it.
Yeah.
In August of 2009, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office ruled Michael Jackson's death a homicide. Dr. Conrad Murray, his personal physician, was charged with involuntary manslaughter, accused of giving the King of Pop a lethal dose of propofol, a powerful sedative typically used in operating rooms. Janet has said her family was aware that Michael had a drug problem and even attempted some failed interventions. Her frustration about all of it came out while she was filming Tyler Perry's movie Why Did I Get Married Too?, which had just started production when she learned about her brother's death.
I'll show you crazy.
During filming of this highly charged scene, where her character Jo has an explosive argument with her husband, Janet broke 3 steel golf clubs, revealing now that she hurt herself badly.
First take, I actually broke it, and it hit me in the ankle, and I didn't feel the pain. My whole ankle, the first thing I thought was, am I going to be able to dance again? Forget about can I walk. Will I be able to dance again? It was really bad. I didn't realize it, and one of the crew guys said, "So you hit yourself, are you okay?" It was swollen and black and blue, and I needed that. I needed that at that moment.
Last month, Janet and other members of the Jackson family, including her parents, attended preliminary court hearings for Dr. Murray. They heard dramatic testimony about the frantic efforts to save Michael, including accusations from the star's former bodyguard, who said Dr. Murray stopped CPR and instructed him to hide vials of medicine, all the while delaying the call to 911.
Right after Michael died, you said, and many of your family members said, that you held him accountable. And I can't imagine how emotional that had to be for you. Do you still feel as strongly about his culpability now as you did then?
Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. I do. I really do. That's tough. That's tough, though, sitting in a courtroom.
I can see some families who would not be able to do it, and others who'd say, whatever it takes, we are going to be there. And your family has taken that route. Why has that been important for your family to be there for those preliminary hearings?
I mean, it's my brother. It's my blood. He's no longer here because of X, Y, and Z. You know, you want to see justice.
On January 25th, Dr. Murray pleaded not guilty.
I am an innocent man.
Jury selection for his trial is scheduled for the end of March, and if convicted, he faces up to 4 years behind bars.
That little girl that my mother is holding is Janet.
In the meantime, Janet has been using the internet to look for more pleasant memories, like this video clip she stumbled on of Mike talking fondly about his sister Dunk.
That's Janet. We think so much alike.
I was YouTubing the other day and it came across on YouTube. I'm like, what is this? And I just pushed play and he's talking about me. And I'm just sitting there watching it, and he's talking about how we're the most alike in the family, and there will always be a connection there.
Has your brother's death changed you, do you think, Janet? I mean, it has to in some way.
You know what's most important in life, and you understand it, and family always has come first for myself. But still, it's when something like that happens, you really cherish each and every moment, because you never know what tomorrow will bring.
And it's made the pop icon more realistic, especially when it comes to the struggles so many women can relate to. Her ongoing battle with the scale.
The weight was not budging. It was not coming off.
A lifelong struggle with weight and body image.
Food, I guess, became for you the addiction, the emotional crutch.
When Dateline continues. It destroyed her brother, and Janet Jackson says it could just have easily been her.
I'm so fortunate with all that has gone on in my life. I never resorted to the drugs or the drinking and all of that, which happens a lot, especially starting at a very young age, starting at 7 years old in this industry.
Food, I guess, became for you the addiction, the emotional crutch.
I guess that was my thing.
Yeah.
It comforted me, but at the moment you turn back around, a split second later, it's like, why did I do that?
Even as she exuded confidence, with her midriff bared, her cleavage exposed, and her take-no-prisoners attitude, Janet Jackson was tormented by doubts about her body. And the ultra-toned figure she showed off in videos like this one for her hit 1991 single Love Will Never Do came at a price.
That was so unhealthy how I was going about it. Not eating at all in the day, just an apple and a few chips. Getting down in size for this video that I had to do. Would show a little midriff.
Right.
It's like, my arms are gonna be out. I've gotta lose weight.
A lot of pressure you put on yourself.
It's too much.
But these days, the Janet who once banged her head against the wall because she felt so unattractive is more relaxed. On the cover of her new book, she even flashes that wide smile she once despised.
Today I love my smile.
What's the difference between your smile today and your smile in the past?
It's how I feel about me.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And I still have issues. I don't bang my head up against the wall, but I still have those moments. But at least I know how to deal with it now.
Tell me what I gotta say.
One way she deals with it is by embracing herself just the way she is, thin or heavy. She felt secure enough to include this 2005 photo of herself in the book, which at the time generated a flurry of hurtful headlines.
And then there's another picture in the book that no one's ever seen until now. Hello, this picture. Why did you include this picture? It's beautiful.
Well, thank you. I wanted to show the spectrum. They're both me. Two different people. Same person, but two different moments in my life.
In the book, Janet wonders why she never became anorexic, acknowledging the dysfunctional nature of her issues with food.
Looking back now, Janet, do you think you have an eating disorder that you have to just be on top of?
I'm not going to say that I don't. No one's ever told me that I did. So there may be the possibility that I do. Do I have to be on top of it? Yeah, I do. And especially as not saying anything about you, but I'm sure as you've gotten older, you notice that your metabolism.
Yes, I do. It started before then, though, but now that you bring it up.
If her metabolism is trying to slow down, Janet is fighting back. She works with a nutritionist and exercises regularly with her trainer, Tony Martinez.
Has she been a good, what do we call, student?
No.
He's being honest, too.
Really? Why?
No, she's been great.
yeah.
No, she's a tremendous athlete. Yeah, that part is, yeah. No, but
I give him drama. I do. I'm a sister. I got to give him a little bit of drama. He makes it fun for me, though. That's how I really, because everybody knows I do not like working out.
Yeah, nobody really does.
But that's how I get through it, though.
When I met up with Janet in Los Angeles, Tony gave me a taste of the paces he puts the entertainer through.
Wish we could do it together. Okay, so just like this?
keep feet together. There you go.
Oh, this much together?
Uh-huh. Like you're sitting in the chair, right to there, squeeze, and back up. There you go.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa.
right, see?
What was that about?
There we go, right to there. Squeeze.
Am I doing
That's perfect. See my finger right here. You're squeezing.
Feeling something, honey.
That's it.
And every time that you're working out with Janet, you're changing this routine a little bit.
Every day.
Doing something different, okay.
Every day is different.
What's also different about Janet these days is her hair.
Your hair. Everybody's commenting about your hair, that you cut it off to make some big statement.
But see, this is not the first time I've cut my hair. That's short.
Don't get frustrated with me.
No, I'm not. Meredith. I've cut my hair short a few times, but it's the first time I've cut my hair short since the whole internet craze. So everyone. I had short hair when my brother and I received the award for Scream at the MTV Awards.
But is it something that triggers you cutting your hair short?
Yeah. Boredom is one.
So I'm looking for some deep meaning here. There isn't any.
No, it's not none of that. Well, I really cut my hair for Color Girls. I thought the character should have short hair. I thought she should be much more fit.
We need to make our readers want to buy. Go back to the drawing board. Give me something with some sort of style, because this isn't it. I don't like this, not one bit.
Janet's latest movie, For Colored Girls, her third with producer Tyler Perry, earned her more critical praise than anything she's acted in before. It's all part of the high she's riding as she breaks free of these self-destructive patterns that have derailed her in the past. There's even a new, younger man in her life and hints of maybe having a family of her own.
You're laughing.
Yes, because I'm embarrassed.
Coming up, why she says her mysterious boyfriend makes her happier than she's ever been.
He leaves no stone unturned. Just being who he is, just being the man that he is, toward me, triggers that happiness.
And later in our second hour, the talk of the town.
In a secluded Los Angeles studio last month, Janet Jackson rehearsed to her 1993 hit, That's the Way Love Goes, proving that almost 20 years later, she's still got those signature moves. This behind-the-scenes video gives you a sneak peek into her new international tour, which she calls the Up Close and Personal Tour.
The last time you toured in 2008, you had to cut the tour short because you got ill, and I think a lot of fans were worried that maybe she wouldn't tour again. So is this a comeback for you?
No, it's not a comeback for me. I'm just excited. Up close and personal. It's like I'm singing just to each and every person in that arena.
Backstage, her staff has been videotaping the private moments her fans don't usually see, like this pre-show prayer in Singapore. Amen. And a relaxed Janet venting about forgetting to do her nails.
I'm bare. I feel naked.
On stage, singing to her life-defining hit Control, the 44-year-old swivels and struts with that same old bold confidence and seems very much in her element.
In many ways, you're the remaining sort of solo superstar in your family. Do you feel added pressure now, going forward?
No, I think maybe others feel more pressure for me than I do, really. I've never felt any kind of pressure, and thank God. I'd probably be a nervous wreck. It's just about doing what I want to do and enjoying it as I go along.
Part of that attitude may involve the new beau in her life, 36-year-old Wissam Amina, who's described as a billionaire businessman.
I want to talk a little bit about Wissam, but he said something very sweet about you. I don't date Janet Jackson, she's my girlfriend. There's a difference. You're laughing.
Yes, because I'm embarrassed.
The jet-setting couple has been together for about a year, but up until now, Janet has been reluctant to talk much about him.
Listen, you have a picture of him in the book when you guys are visiting Paris, and you said you're at your happiest right now in your life.
Mm-hmm.
What does he do that triggers that happiness?
Everything. Everything. He leaves no stone unturned. Just being who he is, and that's all I'll say. Just being the man that he is.
What is happiness to you these days?
It's a lot of different things. My work, my personal life, how I feel about me, my family, my fans.
Fans who wonder if after 2 failed marriages and her 2009 breakup with longtime boyfriend, music producer Jermaine Dupri, Wissam could be the one.
You know what your fans want?
What's that?
They're talking about they'd love to see you married, they'd love to see you with kids. Would you love any of that?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Does he know that?
No. I truly have left it in God's hands. If it's meant to happen, it will.
But you say you talk to God every day. Do you bring this up?
I don't have to. He knows.
For Janet, it's all about learning to do what her book urges her fans to emulate. Let go of the negative and love yourself.
There's this quote in the book where you talk about that internal voice that whispers at you to turn back, and you say you've realized that voice is strong, can't really be squelched. Instead, you've learned to quiet those voices of negativity, self-doubt, and self-loathing. All I can do is politely ask them to turn down the volume. Where is the volume in your head right now?
It's nice and low. Yeah, it's like that. Can you hear that? You can't hear that, can you? I see what you're doing. Come here. So you think you're ready?
I'm here in Beverly Hills.
I just need you to.
It's the most glamorous place on earth. And I'm about to interview one of the most glamorous people on earth. She's an edgy sex symbol who sold 100 million albums and millions more concert and movie tickets.
Hi, Piers. I can't wait to meet you. I'm very excited. And that's Miss Jackson to you.
Janet Jackson, or Miss Jackson if you're nasty to her, never talks about her private life really, but tonight she's going to make an exception. She's told me I can ask her anything I like about her life in one of the most famous families in history. So it should be an amazing encounter. How are you? May I? Lovely to meet you. Janet, how are you?
I'm very giddy right now.
Giddy?
Yes.
Oh, it is exciting for you, I know.
It's good to see you.
Is it exciting? I mean, do you like doing interviews or do you hate them? How do you feel?
I'm not very keen about doing interviews.
Why not?
I'm not much of a talker. I mean, obviously, I will if I have to, but I rather listen. I rather just stay very quiet and listen to what's going on.
And yet you've written this book, which is incredibly open. I mean, I was really surprised, knowing how private you normally are. As I read it, I was, wow, she's really been frank and honest here about some very private stuff.
Well, it's so funny that you say that, because a lot of people said the very same thing when I did the Velvet Rope album. But I've always written about my life experiences, and this is just another step, another level for me.
Reading your book, Janet, it seems to be two Janet Jacksons. There's the brilliant stage performer with all the confidence of a top performer, and then there's the quite shy, retiring young Janet who goes home, who's very different. Which one have I got today?
I don't know, maybe a little bit of both, I don't know.
But you are two people, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I think it's beyond two people. I think, I mentioned this on the Velvet Rope, really. I think we have several different characters that live within us. And it all depends upon who we're interacting with. That character comes out at that moment.
I mean, you've had this extraordinary life where, reading your book, you know, from the moment you were born into fame. You had no choice. You had to be famous because you were a Jackson and you were one of the youngest Jacksons. So you had no option here. If I could take you back and give you an option, so you're now 3 or 4 years old, and I hold the keys to that door to fame.
3 or 4?
Say you're 3 or 4, and
Okay.
you're right at the moment when you're about to start performing. And I could say to you, Janet, you don't have to go through that door. You can keep out of this. You can remain anonymous and be a normal person. Would you take that?
Well, there were two things that I wanted. When I was 5, 6, 7, and I was very serious about it, I wanted to be a horse racing jockey.
Did you really?
Yes. No, I'm serious. I started writing when I was 5. I wanted to be a horse racing jockey. Then when I was around 14 is when I got my first recording contract, at 14 actually. I didn't want to sing. I wanted to go to school and study business law, and I wanted to act.
But that's the feeling I get from the book, is that you were kind of, you had to go along with this. You had to be a singer because that's what the family did. It was the family business.
That's what my father wanted me to do. And I mean, I'm very grateful, I'm very thankful.
But do you regret the loss of your anonymity? I mean, you're now so ludicrously famous. What I was offering you really was a deal to not be famous.
But
if you had that power again, not to be famous, would you prefer not to be, or do you quite like it?
I don't mind it. I mean, there are moments when I wish I could just crawl into a little shell and for no one to know who I am. But I can't say that I miss it, because I don't know what that's like. I mean, you can't miss something that you've never experienced. And granted, I've never. The reason why I say that is because when my brothers were famous, even though I hadn't been on camera, on screen, I got a lot of attention just from being the baby of the family and being a little girl. So I always got quite a bit of attention since I can remember.
Not being able to lead a normal life for most of the time that you exist must be difficult. Ordinary people can't understand that, really. They don't really understand the goldfish bowl that you in particular, as part of this family, have had to exist in.
You do live in some sort of a bubble, but it's normalcy for me. Like I said, my brothers were famous when I was 2 years old, to help you to kind of understand. So I moved to California when I was 2, and it was on from there. I've been very blessed, very fortunate, and it's made me who I am today. The good, the bad, the ugly.
There's not much ugly about you, Janet, if you don't mind me saying.
Thank you.
I tell you what I particularly like, this ring. Can we have a little look at this?
My ring?
Because I noticed, isn't it skull and crossbones?
Yeah.
Is this, what are they, the heads of interviewers who disappointed you over the years?
I told you, I've got a special finger for you.
I bet you have. Which one is it? Which one are you?
It's
that one.
I love skulls.
You love skulls?
Yeah.
It's a bit creepy, isn't it?
No.
Really?
I don't think so. I just think they're really cool looking.
Do you collect real ones, or?
No.
No? How many skull-like things do you have?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't.
This is fascinating.
No one's ever asked me before. This is my first time saying this.
So you've never revealed your skull addiction before?
Well, I don't know if it's an addiction. And it's no deeper meaning of this cult or whatever that. It's just something that I like. You know, just a little motif that I like, that's all. Nothing deeper.
Janet, one of the other major themes of the book is clearly your ongoing relationship with food. How would you best articulate it?
Love-hate relationship. It's been a tough road, a tough battle since I was very little, and not feeling worthy, self-esteem issues dealing with food, stemming from when I was very, very young, not feeling who I was good enough as I was.
The weird thing about having a sort of addictive problem to food, which is what you articulate in the book so well, is that unlike other addictions, you know, if it was drink or drugs or anything like that, you always have the power to give it up. You may remain an addict, but you can give it up. You can stop taking the drugs or the alcohol.
You don't need it to live.
Yeah, for food, the addiction is there every day, isn't it? There's no giving up. You have to eat food to live.
You do. I mean, I'm not in denial in any way. I've never had someone say to me, "You're addicted to food," and maybe that's what it is for me. I've never had anyone say that to me, but the way that I feel about it definitely, and it still is an issue for me. But you know, figuring out where to place it, I was an emotional eater. I still am, and I've learned how to handle certain issues and not to run to that for comfort.
When I interviewed Oprah Winfrey for this show, she said the worst day professionally she'd have was when some movie she'd been involved with, the ratings came in and they were terrible. And she said she went and ate just a gargantuan amount of food that weekend.
She did the whole weekend?
She was laughing, like, it was just ridiculous. And she was laughing, but at the same time she said it made her even more unhappy.
It made her more depressed, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, how did it manifest itself with you? When you've gone through bad times and you were eating too much, what would you do?
It's binging.
Like what, though? I mean, let's have a bit of insight into the binging.
Whatever you like, whether it's fries, pizza, or I love caramel apples.
Oh, they're nice.
Yeah, aren't they good? I mean, I think everything you can have in moderation. To eat healthy is very important, but still, you can have those things in moderation. A little here, a little there. I still eat caramel apples.
Do you?
Yeah.
They're the nicest thing, aren't they?
I love it with nuts. I like them with the peanuts on the outside. Love them.
When we come back, the secret life of a superstar sex symbol.
There was a time when I was so down and felt so unattractive, and it lasted for a very, very long time, that I used to bang my head against the wall.
If your issue is with trust, hear me when I tell you this. No one else has shared my love. No one else has had your... Something I wanna say, something I've been holding back. Can't let it go another day. Let me stop by saying that. Nothing.
When you were, I guess, reading the book, when you were at your worst in terms of the eating, and you began to hate yourself, you got depressed. I mean, what were you feeling at that time? What made you suddenly think, I've got to get a grip?
Oh gosh, that's been a few times. Just knowing what I was going through, looking at myself in the mirror, realizing that I'm not myself, or looking in the mirror and not really recognizing the person that I'm looking at. It's like, who is this person? You don't look like yourself. You look like someone completely, a totally different human being. You say, this has got to stop, this madness and being in this depression and yada, yada, yada. And it's been tough, but I've learned to deal with it. I've learned to you know, how to deal with it.
How? What's the trick for people watching this who are going through a similar thing?
Well, it's just not about, okay, how do you stop the eating. It's deeper than that. There are issues behind it. Well, you have to figure out what's creating it first in order to figure out how to stop it. Because it's not just about someone going in the refrigerator and saying, okay, I want this, I want this. There's something behind that. And that's what you have to figure out, get a hold of. And once you deal with that, then it makes everything else a little easier, a lot easier for me.
How depressed did you get?
It was pretty bad. It was bad. It was pretty bad.
What's pretty bad?
It depends, and I only say that because of different stages in my life. When I was a kid, they told me that I started developing at a very young age. They said my chest was too big, so they'd bind my chest for performances. Not my family. This was the very first show that I did, Good Times. They didn't tell me they were going to do this. They just wound up doing it. So right there immediately is telling you you're not good enough as you are. So this is where this stemmed from. How bad did it get? Well, that's kind of where it started. And even before that, when you have someone calling you names or whether it's a name of endearment, I was the kind of kid that internalized everything. Some people can...
Well, Michael called you Dunk, didn't he? Short for donkey.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not very nice.
No, but no, it's not. But when it's coming from a family member who means it out of love, it's just fun, they don't realize what it could be doing to you. And especially being the baby, when you have a big family, a lot of brothers and sisters, or even, you don't have to have a big family, but being the baby, you seem to always, a lot of teasing, and you get it more so than anybody else.
But do you think in your case it affected you more than any of them realized? That it was all chipping away?
Yes, this is what I'm getting at. They didn't know. I internalized. I was so quiet. I never told anyone how I felt. I was hurting inside, but I never said anything to anybody about it. And I'd laugh it off like it was nothing, not wanting to show that the pain that it was truly causing. So that's you don't do that. That's not the thing to do. That's what I did, and I kept that up for years. And my life began to change.
You said you've been through this a few times. It's been like a cyclical thing, where your weight's gone up and down, and you've talked openly about this in the book in a very moving way. And there'll be lots of women watching this who've been through similar things in their lives.
But see, it's not just about weight, Piers. It's about self-esteem. It's about...
And how you're feeling.
Yes, and that's why I started from my childhood, because I didn't want it just to appeal to women or men. I wanted it to appeal to teenagers, to kids, so that they know that they're not alone. And maybe one of these anecdotes that I give them, they can relate to. For instance, in the book I talk about, there was a time when I was so down and felt so unattractive, and it lasted for a very, very long time, that I used to bang my head against the wall.
Really?
Yeah. And
hard?
Yeah.
Literally, like this?
Yeah. And the person that I was with, my ex-husband at the time, I mean, he'd have to stop me. And
what were you thinking when you did that?
I felt
crazy?
No, I didn't feel crazy. I just felt very unattractive. I didn't like who I was. I didn't like the way I looked. But once again, all of this stemming from, you're not right. This is how you should be. You're not good enough this way. You're not worthy. You're fraudulent. Whatever the case is, and all of that just building and building and building, accumulating to this point in my life, and that went on for a good while.
Did you ever feel suicidal at all?
No.
Never got that bad for you?
No. No. There may be an instant of, but no, not like that. Not like that.
I've seen you say before that most families are dysfunctional, and I totally agree with that. You take anyone's family and give them the kind of scrutiny the Jackson families had, they'd all look dysfunctional in some way.
But you don't even have to give them that. You take any family, you will find there are issues.
Yeah, that's what everyone has it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The difference is that you've had to, all of you, lead life in this crazy kind of...
Under a microscope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes it different to most people.
It magnifies it that much more. It makes it very hard. It's not an easy life.
It can't be.
Everyone thinks, oh, it's so glamorous, it's this, it's that. And like you said, the two sides. People see you as this, and There's no way. You mustn't have any problem.
I never give it a moment's thought about how I look at all. And a lot of men I know are the same. But for you, I've noticed all these magazine covers that come out, this incredible premium that is put on female stars to look 100% all the time. And even when you go out now and try and be normal, of course, there's paparazzi everywhere, hoping to catch you, looking a bit rough. I mean, the pressure must be enormous.
It's crazy. It's crazy, and I think that's why a lot of the women today, a lot of them swing in that other direction, and they're under-eating. I mean, some of the stories that I hear, which I'm not going to get into, and I'm not going to tell people's tea, but that's
other female stars who just do crazy things.
Yeah, that's not my place to do that. But
without naming names, what are the craziest things you're hearing? Don't name them.
No, I'm not going to name names.
But what kind of thing are they doing?
Oh, I hear about you. Okay, this is the worst. Eating tissue, Kleenex, to fill the stomach, so you're full. Yeah, so that you're full.
People do that?
Yes. So that you're full and that you won't want another bite to eat, and that's what you eat.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And then for the kids to see this and to look up and say, oh, this is what I'm supposed to, this is what I want to look like, or what I'm supposed to look like, and want to go on a diet from a very young age, and not living a life as a kid. I was told at a very young age on the show Good Times Once Again too, that I needed to go on a diet. I was only, 11, 12? And I look back on those shows and I wasn't a heavy kid. But once again, what that does, and like I said, some people can just brush it right off, but others, they really internalize it. And that was me.
Coming up, Janet Jackson's rocky relationship with her father. One occasion you cite when you're getting out of the bathtub and he whacks you.
Tell me, what could the problem be? The past is something I can't change. It's a brand new day. Don't you tell me I can't let it go. No, I can't let it go. Oh, no. What can I do?
Your dad's a fascinating character. You know, I always think he gets a bit of a hard rap, your dad, because yes, he's a disciplinarian, but wow, without that discipline that he had, would any of you have got where you got? I mean, I don't know, but I suspect his drive and the pressure he put on of you and the work ethic and all this kind of thing.
He's very strong.
Yeah. I mean, would you say, when you look back on your relationship with your father, is he predominantly a good man, do you think? How would you position him?
I think my father means well. I think he means well and wants nothing but the best for his kids. I just think that the way he went about certain things wasn't the best way, but it got the job done. And that's because of maybe how he was raised, doing what he thought was best, not knowing any better. So
you tell a story in the book, one occasion you cite when you're getting out of the bathtub and he whacks you. How old were you then?
I was very young. I remember being younger than 8, let me put it like that.
I mean, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. And I can't remember what it was that I did. I can't remember if I truly deserved it. But my father's never touched me aside from that time. He's never whipped me.
But he did the boys quite a lot. He was quite a physically disciplinarian guy.
When my brother Randy and I, when we came along, I think my parents got kind of tired. Having 9 kids and raising these children, I think they became, and everyone says, you guys have it so easy, my other brothers and sisters would say. And my parents were a lot more lenient with us, and I thought they were very strict.
Does he ever tell you that he loves you?
Yeah, he has.
He can do that. He has that.
He has done that before.
But not often, I shouldn't think.
No.
He doesn't give me the impression of being very demonstrative in that way, emotionally.
It's very tough. Jacksons don't cry.
Is that the...
tough.
Really? You do though, don't you?
Of course I
You're
cry.
quite emotional.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, I cry. Everybody cries.
How do you get on with him now? Honestly.
Well, you think I'm going to sit here and lie to you?
Maybe.
That's wrong. We don't speak that much.
When did you last talk to him?
Honestly, it's not often. Not.
Weeks, months?
It's been. Oh no, it has been months. Not like that. A few weeks ago.
Do you feel sad about that? Do you feel sad you don't have a relationship with him that is better?
Not anymore. I used to. It would have been nice. I would go over a friend's house when Mother would let me go. And I'd see my friends, the relationship with their father. How they call him Dad and sit all in their lap and...
What do you call him?
Joseph.
Always have done.
One time I tried to call him Dad.
And what happened?
He said no. He said, no. He said, I'm Joseph. You call me Joseph. I'm Joseph to you. So your father tells you one time, you don't do it again. So I've always called him Joseph.
Sad, isn't it? That he's...
Yeah, it is. I mean, I wish our relationship was different, but I know that he loves me.
In his weird, strange way.
That's exactly what it is. There's no question about it. I know that he loves me, and he's told me before. It's, you know, he has his issues, his things, the way he was brought up, and he's set in his ways, and I think he did the best that he could, and I think he did a wonderful job with us. I mean, the outcome, but the way he went about it, I don't know if I agree with that, but we turned out okay. We turned out pretty okay.
Do you think you'll have children?
I hope so.
Do you worry the clock's ticking or not?
No. It's, you know, I've given it up to God.
Have you come close to thinking, right, I'm going to have a baby now?
I never really thought about having children until I got with Jermaine Dupri when he and I were together. That was the first time I really wanted to have children. I felt comfortable in the relationship at that time. How he would be as a father, how he is as a father. He has a little girl, but we're not together anymore. So I don't know if I'll have kids, but I've really given it up to God. If it's meant to be, it's gonna.
Do you think you'd be a good mom?
I hope so. Everyone tells me for the longest, they've told me, oh, you'd make a great mother. I said, I would? Why? You're very nurturing. You're very mothering. You take care of people all the time and yada, yada, yada. So, I don't know.
What would you do differently if you had a child to the way your father treated you?
A lot of attention, a lot of love, spend a lot of time. I'd let them know how much I love them all the time. They'd know. Wouldn't have to wonder, guess.
When we come back, the saddest moment of Janet's life, losing Michael. Are you able now to think about with happy memories? Have you got to that stage yet?
Trust in me.
Though your heart is aching, smile, even though it's breaking.
When your brother did the Charlie Chaplin smile routine at the memorial for Michael,
My brother Jermaine.
Yeah,
Yes.
it seemed completely appropriate to anyone that knew him, because that's what I remember about Michael, was this amazing smile he had, apart from the genius talent. You know, I still say to people, I saw him in Paris in the early 90s. I have never seen a concert like it in my life.
Wonderful performer.
I mean, incredible performer. But he had this amazing smile. Do you feel he's still with you? Do you feel he smiles down on you?
Yes. A day doesn't go by where I don't think about him. Not one day. That goes for the rest of my brothers and sisters. We've spoken about it.
Some of the most touching stuff in the book is about you and Michael when you were very young. Really like those passages because it's kind of like you were looking after each other's backs a bit. You know, you each had each other, and yet the teasing was relentless, and he could be very naughty with you, but he always kind of knew you were there for him.
I feel that he did. I hope so. We never talked about that, but, well, I feel like it's part of my job as a little sister, to have my back, to have the back of my brothers and sisters.
What was he like as a little chap?
The kid?
Yeah.
I heard he was bad. I did, as a little kid, because, I mean, obviously I heard he used to pranks, tease people all the time, but he was a good kid, though.
And when you came along and you became his back watcher, and you both got a little bit older each time, how did your relationship evolve?
We were very close. Mike and I were very close. We used to go to this restaurant called Love's. I don't think it's in existence anymore. And we used to get a ton of dinners. And we'd drive around in the car looking for homeless people to give them to.
Did you?
Mm-hmm, we did it. We used to do it all the time. And just give them food. And one guy threw it at us. I don't need your stinking food. I was like, Mike, let's get out of here.
So I can imagine you handling that okay, but I'd imagine Michael probably freaked when that happened.
Well, no, he was driving, and I'm the one that's passing out the food. We got out of there, though. But, yeah, that's the only time we were ever any sort of rejection. But.
And are you able now, because enough time has passed, the terrible grief you must have felt at the time, are you able now to think about with happy memories? Have you got to that stage yet?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about?
About passing out the dinners to the homeless, about taking care of the animals when we were kids, about some of the talks that we had, things like that.
What was it, for those who didn't know him, what was he like? What were the misconceptions of Michael, do you think?
He's very sweet, very gentle, incredibly smart. Always about love. Always about love. He knew who he was.
Do you think most people misunderstood him?
Mm-hmm.
I interviewed Michael.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I interviewed him. And I found it fascinating to actually talk one-on-one with him. Because, A, he seemed completely normal to me, and we had a great discussion about all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
Great sense of humour.
Mm-hmm.
But what was really interesting, and I wanted to read you some of this, was what he said about Princess Diana, who had just died. He said to me, I told her that no normal person could possibly understand the life that she led. I'd had that attention since I was a kid. Diana had had it only from the age of 19. I'd had it all my life, so I knew how to handle it. I just said to her, rise above it all. I would tell her how I'd go on stage sometimes in the worst pain, either emotionally or physically, with something like a toothache. And I would put whatever it was out of my mind and perform. And I said to her, be strong, be determined, no one can hurt you. You can only hurt yourself, so be defiant. And I think she appreciated it and got something from my words. I think I was able to comfort her. And when I read your book, there was a lot of similarity there in terms of the way that you dealt with the appalling tragedy of Michael's death. You know, you had to get back out and perform. And when I read these words again, I was thinking, wow, it's almost exactly the situation you found yourself in.
For one, listening to what you said, what he had said to you, a part of that is how my father raised us. Whatever's aching you, whatever's going on in your personal life, you don't let it show. You have a job to do. They're not there to know your business. Get out there, they paid their hard-earned money to see you work, to see you perform, and you give them that. So you don't let them, you don't show the pain that's going on inside of you. I got back to work right after my brother passed. It was very difficult at times, and there were moments that when it helped me get through it, really.
Performing does.
Mm-hmm.
Is that because you have a kind of weird communion with an audience, that having people there to almost share it with? Is it that?
This one-on-one, or not even one-on-one, just even, yeah, well, one-on-one, or getting in front of a small group. That's difficult for me.
But 80,000 people on a stage is a different thing.
No-brainer. Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I don't know what that's like because I've never done that.
And here's another one that's kind of crazy. I don't like when people stare at me.
Really? Oh dear, I've been staring at you for about half an hour.
Well, it's like I'm in the wrong profession. I'm in the wrong business. It's like, gosh, I
You don't like being looked at?
Uh-uh.
You are in the wrong business.
I know, right? It's crazy. It's kind of crazy. I'm in the wrong business. But it's easier for me when I'm moving, when I'm thising, when I'm thatting. But if I'm just still in speaking, it's a lot harder for me. So I just have to put on that face.
In a moment, Miss Jackson on The Real Diva in the Family.
Well, let me stop, because I think my sister's a diva. She's gonna kill me.
I want to talk to you about sex, love and marriage. I don't really mind which order you do it in.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
You're the one that wants to talk about it. You start.
I find you fascinating in this area. You've been married twice. You're clearly a very romantic woman, I can tell that. You're also, from your lyrics, I mean, quite a naughty girl, aren't you?
Am I?
I think so. Yeah. You're quite a sexual woman. I'm not afraid to say it.
It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. Why? But see, you guys are more open.
We are, yeah. They're a bit more prudish in America, aren't they?
Yes.
You should have been European, really.
Maybe I was in another life. I don't know. Maybe that's where all of this comes from. It's stemming from.
Yeah? You could be, couldn't it?
Possibly. I don't know.
How many times have you been in love?
Truly in love? 3.
So you married 2 of them? Hopefully. Did you? You were in love with both your husbands, I hope. Oh, no, you weren't, were you? This is great, really?
No, truly in love. 5.
How come it just went from 3 to 5?
Because I wasn't...
Thinking properly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like being
Truly
in love? Or is it agonizing?
No, I mean, obviously relationships can be tough, but I love being in relationships. I'm not a loner. Granted, I do need my moments where I just need to be, but...
Are you easy to be with, do you think? Are you high maintenance, low maintenance, middle maintenance?
I always thought I was low maintenance. Why are you laughing, Stephen? Why? What's...
Your extensive entourage would appear to suggest that maybe
extensive?
Middling to high.
Is it that bad? I don't think
it's not that bad. Actually, they're quite nice people, your entourage. I was expecting some monsters to arrive who were going to beat me up.
They've been with me for years, too.
And they were quite cheeky to you earlier, I thought.
That's the relationship we have. I mean, years, 17 years, 20-something years.
Have you ever been a diva?
I don't think so. It's look at as strict as my parents were and as disciplinarians. Well, let me stop because I think my sister's a diva. She's gonna kill me.
LaToya.
Why LaToya? I could have met Rebe.
Well, which one did you meet?
LaToya.
She is a diva.
My sister, my grandmother was very grand. And I think my sister's very grand.
I think LaToya wouldn't deny being a diva. She loves being a diva, doesn't she?
I think she's beautiful. Just as she wouldn't be LaToya if she wasn't that way, and I love her just as she is. But my friends tell me that I'm not. My family, they tell me that I'm not. People that I've worked with, they said, "Oh, we expected you to be one way, and you're totally the opposite." So I guess I'm not.
Your first marriage ended, do you think, because you were basically too young, right? Too inexperienced, too young, and he had issues that you just couldn't really reconcile with?
At the time, I didn't think it was because I was too young. But yeah.
Looking back on it.
Yeah, and I think I did it for the wrong reasons. Not to say that I wasn't in love with him, but I did it for the wrong reasons.
And the second time?
What about it?
What went wrong there, do you think?
Oh, I can't speak about it, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yes, not because of me, but because
You just agreed not to?
he asked me not to, and I gave him my word that I wouldn't speak about it.
Do you think you'll get married again? Are you wary now? Is it twice bitten, thrice shy?
You know, and everyone says the third time is a charm, and I thought, maybe marriage isn't for me. Maybe I'm just meant to, I don't know, have someone, live with someone, but not tie the knot. And I always thought, I don't need a piece of paper to validate what it is that I have with someone.
Do you find it easy to meet guys? I mean, you are Janet Jackson. You must be quite intimidating. You turn up with your...
That's what guys have always said.
Well, I mean, you come in here with your skull and crossbones. I mean, even I'm feeling slightly...
Oh, stop it. For me to meet guys? No, for guys to meet me, most of them, I think, have been intimidated. That's what I've heard.
Well, they've got to get past your security detail first, presumably.
No, I'm very easy to talk to.
Are you?
I think so.
I think you are.
I think so. I mean, I might be a little bit quiet, but I don't think I'm shy. But I think I'm pretty easy to talk to. But I'd love to have a family and do all of that juicy stuff. I would, but it's really up to God.
Ring, ring. Make me say.
I've got skulls everywhere, see?
You have? You've got even more skulls. They're all skulls.
They're all skulls.
I mean, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
No, it's not weird.
No?
Well, why? You say you like them, don't you?
Yeah, but you talk about love and everything, and then you're just covered in skulls.
I like the way they look. Well, what's wrong with that?
I don't know. I mean, it's just a weird thing to...
I don't know. I'm not... I love, by the way, your accent.
Thank you. I like yours.
Do I have an accent?
Of course you do.
I do?
Yeah, you're a weird American.
Thanks.
My pleasure. What's the thing that makes you happiest in the end? If I wanted to make you really happy, how would I do it?
I don't know if you can.
I'd have a damn good go.
There are a few things. My family, my relationship with God, what I do, performing, the love that I receive and support from fans. Those things make me happy.
You're going out on tour with the Greatest Hits tour. Tour.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, I mean, ridiculously huge, clearly, isn't it? I mean, how are you feeling about it? Are you excited? Are you nervous?
I'm so excited. We're really excited about it. No, not nervous at all. It's the biggest tour that I will have done to date. I mean, allowing the fans to vote for which city they'd like for me to come to perform. In which city, and the response has been incredible.
What's been the best moment of your life?
It would have to be a moment, which I'm not going to go into, but a moment with my family. That's when I'm beside myself, when we're all together. I love...
And there was one moment in particular you're thinking of?
I love like my great nephew, London Blue, says, Auntie Janet, I love this family. This is such a great family. He's so cute, he's 5. And it's just sweet moments when we all get together, which is rare. It's hard.
But when it happens, do you all
It's
feel
special.
like, okay, we are a bit crazy, the Jacksons, but when we get together, we have an amazing family.
We have a wonderful family. We have a wonderful time together. That's the thing. Such great fun. That's what I love.
Just to wrap this up, it's been a fascinating encounter. I didn't know quite what to expect, but you've been fascinating. But you're exuding to me an air of being as happy with yourself, perhaps, as you've ever been.
I am. I told you before, I'm in a wonderful space. And it's about having that happiness, that love from within. Throw away all of this, all of the material things, all of that. It's just stuff. It has to come from inside. And I'm very happy.
You found peace with yourself.
Yes.
It's been lovely meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
And your bones.
And my bones.
The following program is an HLN special presentation. Famous for decades, Janet Jackson rarely talks about her private life. But tonight, Janet goes there, talking about her brother Michael.
And a day doesn't go by where I don't think about him. Not one single day.
Her difficult relationship with her dad.
He whipped me with a belt, and so it left welts all over my body.
And her lifetime struggle with her looks.
You talk in the book about literally feeling so ugly that you banged your head against the wall.
Plus, a little girl talk along the way.
Talking about boys.
Tonight on Janet Jackson, the HLN interview.
Good evening. I'm Rochelle Carey. Janet Jackson. She has grown up in front of the cameras. And in her new book, True You, Janet admits to some really shocking struggles with how she looked. Struggles, she told me, started very early in life and only got worse when she arrived on the set of Good Times.
Hi.
Is he here?
Is who here?
I don't know his name, but he's tall, skinny, and beautiful.
I knew what my job was. I knew what my responsibilities were at a very young age. I was very, I would say, really independent. I would, for work, instead of having someone wake me up or my mother wake me up, I'd set my alarm. Here I am, 10 years old, getting up at, 6 in the morning, get out of bed, get yourself dressed, see yourself off to go to work. The driver's waiting for me outside, and we'd go and pick up our tutor, Mrs. Fine. She's taught all of us except for my sister, Ruby.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And at that time, our brothers weren't on tour, so she was with me. Mm-hmm. And go to work, do your job, starting with Good Times. Mm-hmm. And even back then, having issues with feeling not good enough. Binding my chest, which was one of them. When I was 10, they didn't tell me, they didn't talk to me about it. They just really did it.
Wow.
And said, okay, we're gonna have to bind your chest to make your chest look smaller. And I'm thinking, I was developing at a very young age. So immediately that was like, you don't look right as you are. Who you are is not the way you're supposed to be. You're supposed to look like this, not this. And also being told that your butt's too big or this, or you need to lose weight. Even on Good Times, they would tell me that I needed to go on a diet.
You talked about you started skipping meals at a very young age. Is this when you started skipping meals?
I started skipping meals at school. I wouldn't have breakfast or lunch, and I'd go home. Then I'd go home, and I was so little, I couldn't reach the oven. So I'd have to get on the swivel stool, and I'd make full-blown steaks.
After you had starved yourself all day?
All day, starved myself, and I'd season them, and I can't reach anything. I'm getting on the swivel stool
But
for
I would make a
everything.
steak.
No, but it's the truth, and I would, and I'd sit there and put it in the foil and put the butter on it and all the stuff, and cut my little onions up, and yeah, as a kid. start myself all day, and then just go to town the rest of the
I think
day.
so many people can relate to that. So many people have tried things like that for clearly it's not physically good, but it's also, there's an emotional reason tied to why you're doing something like that. What?
A lot deeper reason. Like I was saying, there's something behind this smile. There's something behind the constant laughter. There are deeper rooted issues. And that was with me, feeling not good enough as I was. And knowing that I could never look like this over here, that's just not my body type. I'm never gonna look like that. I've got booty. I've got thighs. I'm not gonna.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's just not gonna happen. But as a kid, that's really traumatizing. Some can brush it off and maybe say, you know what, I'm not listening to them, but that wasn't me. I just internalized and took everything in and held everything in, just never spoke to anybody about it, and it was hurting me inside, but I pretended like it didn't.
You put this in the book. You even said that you would even go as far as to use laxatives. You would do whatever you had to keep your weight down.
I sure did.
Wow. You put it in there, too.
No, it's the truth. It's the honest truth. Wow. That was during the time that the bringing of that point. That was during, and I was very small. I was during the time of That's the Way Love Goes.
That's the way love goes.
During the Janet album.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, I'll tell you a little story.
Okay.
It's not that funny. It's kind of, when you take a laxative, obviously you use the restroom, but it depletes you of everything else. There's all the nutrition, all the vitamins, and even all the it dehydrates you. Well, there comes an hour where you should be taking another laxative, or else the water that you drink, whatever, it comes right back on. Well, we were shooting something, and it was late into the evening. And sure enough, I literally started busting out of my pants. And my pants started ripping because the water was coming back on, and they were starting to rip. Shh, no lie.
So what are you thinking? Like, what am I going to do?
I got to go home and get another laxative. No, this is what.
Really?
Yes.
This is what the cycle became.
Yes. Gosh, I got to get home and so I can get this off, get rid of this water that's coming back on. And the thing is if I wouldn't have taken it, I would have been fine. But I didn't see myself that way. I didn't see myself that way. I didn't find myself attractive. I would always, and I put this in the book, I always wore clothes to make myself look smaller, to make my butt look smaller. If it made it look bigger or its size, it's like, no, I can't wear this. I don't like this.
You talk in the book about literally feeling so ugly that you banged your head against the wall. What precipitated that? Where did that come from in here that you did that?
Truth deep down inside gut. It went on for a while. It wasn't an everyday thing, a daily thing. But I finally stopped that in my mid-30s. So it wasn't that. I'm laughing about it. I can laugh about it now. I can laugh about it now, though. But it was a very serious thing. I didn't feel attractive at all in any way. I was very depressed. It's so funny because people see you and they see you in a certain light. And, oh, no, what do you have to be depressed about? You've got this and you've got that. Those are the things. Those are just... here today, gone tomorrow. Those are just things.
As Janet struggled with her self-image, she kept her insecurities to herself. Her father, Joseph, was crafting her career, and failure just was not an option. Janet never shied away from the hard work he demanded, but she didn't want to be closer to him.
Growing up, I would go to a friend's house here and there and see their relationship with their fathers, what it was like when I was a kid, and I would look and think, wow, I wish I had that. I wish I was close like that to Joseph. I wish I could sit on his lap like that. I wish. But it wasn't that.
I know you all call your father by his first name. From the outside looking in, that seems odd.
It is odd.
I mean, why?
Because that's what he wanted. That's the way he wanted it. I tried one time calling him Dad, and he said to me, he said, "I'm Joseph to you."
What's his reason?
Do you think I asked that? Oh, you think I said, now, being a sister, you think I said,
No, you did not talk back and ask.
Just
You
not
said-
even talk back, just say why.
No, you're right.
Exactly. We don't do that, do we?
You say yes, sir.
Yes.
You went there, Janet. You said that you were afraid of your dad when you were a child. You tell a story. It's so cute that you and your brothers and sisters would be in your mom's room. You'd be playing. You'd be so happy. And then you would hear his car coming and the mood would change. Why?
Afraid. My father was very, very strict. My father, he wasn't always so pleasant to be around for me. I won't speak about the rest of my brothers, and I'll let them tell their own story when they're ready to. But for me, sometimes he wasn't in the greatest mood, and that happens with people. And sometimes I feel that he took that, whatever happened elsewhere with work or whatever, took it out on us, on the kids.
When we come back, Janet tells us about her relationship with her dad today and one very painful memory.
I was very, very young. I can't even remember what I did or if I deserved it. But my father, that was the only time my father ever touched me. Never again.
And later, the one thing Janet still can't do since losing her brother Michael. You're watching Janet Jackson, the HLN interview. Let's Janet acknowledges her father, Joseph, has his own brand of tough love. Incredibly tough love. She remembers the one time he hit her, but this was far more than a spanking.
My father only whipped me once, though, because I know people are wondering, oh,
Well,
okay,
you do
this
tell
is...
a story, Janet, that you were wet. You had gotten out of the bathtub.
And I
you
was wet. He whipped me with a belt, and so it left welts all over my body, yeah. I was very, very young. I can't even remember what I did or if I deserved it. But my father, that was the only time my father ever touched me. Never again.
Well, was it because it made you so terrified that you were on eggshells around
Quite
him?
possibly, because I was really young. But I was, growing up, I was afraid. And, some people feel that their kids should fear their parents a little bit, just to know who's running the show here. But that was a whole different beast. Yeah. That was a whole different thing. And I didn't have the relationship with my father that I wish I had. But all those things as a kid, it was wear and tear on me. It was sad for me. It was hard for me. And I would sometimes talk about my father to other members, but that was about it. But it kept a lot of things inside. Once again, all of that from feeling inadequate, not feeling good enough to just not having the relationship that you want with your father. All of that, it took its toll.
Has your relationship changed? Or it's still...
We understand. And I know he loves it. Me, I know he loves his children. I think he just had a very different way of showing it, which I feel because of how he was raised in his childhood.
That he did the best he knew how to do.
Exactly. He did the best he knew, and I don't think he turned out so shabby. I wouldn't go about it that way, but the end result was on point. But it was difficult for a kid, for me.
We reached out to Joe Jackson about claims made in the book. He has not responded.
Janet's mom, Catherine, is a devout Jehovah's Witness and says she was also raised in that faith, but eventually took a different path to her own faith.
For me, it's having just a one-on-one relationship with God. As a kid, we all studied and went to the Kingdom Hall. And then when we turned of age, my mother let us, for the most part, really venture out. So some of us still are. Some of us are Muslim. Some of us are Catholic. Some of us just the one-on-one relationship with God. And that's where I am. And whether it's reading a book over here and taking from that Buddhism, whatever it may be, something that really resonates with me and making it a part of my life, that's what I've always done.
Have you ever been to therapy?
I have, once again, someone who wishes to remain anonymous that I speak with. Still to this day. We've been together for a long, long time.
Okay. So the point is you have someone to talk to.
Yes, that's the point, is having.
And that's what you're telling.
You have to talk to someone about it. It's painful. It's very painful, and the only way that you're going to change that and get through it is by talking to someone.
When did you start to figure it out? When did you start to realize that your relationship with food and the way you view yourself wasn't healthy? When did you start to push forward to pull it together?
I guess I don't know if I can really exactly give you an age, but when I stopped holding it in, when I started to talk about it, what was going on in my life, my issues, and we addressed that too, and then I began to understand it, and then things began to change for me. That's when my life changed, when I let all that I had held in all those years, that I had kept to myself, except for speaking to my dogs about it and speaking to God about it. And I did that at a really young age, talking to God all the time. And it really began to change for me, and for me to truly understand it when I opened up, just let it out. And it was very cathartic, very therapeutic for me. And that's what changed my life. So I wrote this book in hopes that I could help a kid, help an adult, change their life, so that they could see if they do internalize, if they do hold things in and don't speak about their issues that are troubling them. You know, it manifests itself and it can become very, very ugly.
I mean, it comes out one way or another. Eventually
it does. And you've got to deal with that moment. And I was never the one that was like a drug user or a drinker or anything like that. And mine did it in a different way.
Coming up, Janet tells us about her failed first marriage and if she'll ever take a trip down the aisle again. Plus, moving on after Michael's death. You said in the book that you have not been able to watch. This is it.
No, I haven't. I still haven't.
You're watching Janet Jackson, the HLN interview.